So apparently this woman here, she decides she's going to leave her boyfriend and go around the world and sleep with a bunch of people. And for some reason needs to broadcast it to the entire universe. Okay. She needs to broadcast it. And I'm not sure why this is, but there seems to be this trend going on right now with these women who like to sleep around with a ton of people and then come out and talk about it. And it's probably just because it gets them popularity, because people like me and all these other YouTubers and stuff will talk about it and share it on social media. And they probably know that. But let's jump into this video. I want to show you, this is a perfect example of the kind of women that you don't want to get in a long-term relationship with.
I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with 22 people in that 10 days. My goal was 20 and I just hit 22 this morning. It's 1 p.m. now here in Paris and I need to check out because I'm going home. I really doubt I'm going to get another one on the board, either on the plane or like on my layover. So I think 22 is where we're going to cap it out. But how did I go? I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with...
So in 10 days, she managed to sleep with 22 people. Bro, that's literally like 2 people every single day. Why? Like, why would you do that? Like, she just goes on like this rampage. And then why do you need to promote it to the world? This is the thing that, I can't stand about this, is these women who do this kind of shit. They're basically, whoring themselves out. They're basically prostitutes at this point. And they need to let the whole world know about it. Like, why can't you just keep your own business to yourself? If you want to do that, that's a lifestyle that you want to live. It's not really something I'm super into, but like, if that's what you want to do, okay, do your thing. But you don't need to promote it out here. Stop coming out here and acting like it's so cool. You know what I mean? First of all, it's just dangerous. It's downright dangerous. You're going to just go to some other country, sleep around with a bunch of guys that you've never met. There are 22 guys you're just going to meet within a period of 10 days. You don't know if any of those guys they could kidnap you. They could, traffic you. They could be like serial killers. You don't know who you're dealing with, bro. And you're just going to go out here and do this? And then on top of that, even not just like the physical danger of like violence, on top of that, the danger of catching an STD or STI or something worse like HIV from these people. Like, what are the chances that she got every single one of those people that she slept with tested beforehand? I mean, how would you do that? 2 people a day in a 10-day period? I just don't understand why we're out here promoting this kind of behavior. I don't understand. And she looks completely happy and fine about this. Like when we watch this, let's watch it again.
I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with 22 people in that 10 days. My goal was 20 and I just hit 20.
Like, bro, she goes like this. She goes like it's some sort of like achievement. Like, it's not an achievement.
22 this morning. It's 1 p.m. now here in Paris and I need to check out because I'm going home. I really doubt I'm going to get another one on the board, either on the plane or like on my layover. So I think 22 is where we're going to cap it out. But how did I go?
So yeah, she's acting as if this is some sort of achievement when it's really not, because for women to sleep with a lot of guys, that's not really an achievement, is it? Because even if you're a woman who's very unattractive, there's still the majority of guys who would still smash, right? It's not really an achievement. You can go anywhere in this world and basically be a woman and sleep with any guy, right? Unless you're like completely like horribly, disgustingly ugly or something, there's not going to be guys who deny you, right? It's just, it doesn't work that way. And so it's not really an achievement for her to be going out here and sleeping with all these guys. I don't understand why this is considered not only acceptable, but we're promoting it as if it's some amazing thing. I don't understand why you would do that. It just really is sad to see people doing this. And what does it really say about her mental health? Like, why would you need to do something like that if you're a mentally stable person? I'm not saying that you need to, only be with one person for your entire life. I'm a realist here. I understand that people, sleep around, but typically it's not, that extreme. I mean, we're talking, multiple people in one day. And like, for a woman to do that, I just don't understand why that's something that you would need to do unless you were just mentally unstable, emotionally unstable. Maybe what it was something happened. She said she left her boyfriend, so maybe something happened there and it just drove her into this like frenzy or like rage or whatever. I don't know. It's just sad to see, man, that this is where our culture is at. And at the end of the day, it just goes to show that when women sleep with a lot of guys, it's not an accomplishment. Okay, it's not hard for them to do. And if they're single and they're complaining like they do, oh, I'm single, I'm alone, I can't find somebody, it's by choice. It's their choice. It's not because they're lacking. A lot of guys can't get with women because they don't have the social skills or they don't have the status or the looks or, you know, whatever their reasons may be. There's a lot of actual real life, like physical reasons why it's hard for men to be able to actually get with women. And women are a lot pickier with the guys that they sleep with. Yet on the other way around, it's not really that hard for a woman to get a guy to sleep with her. It's very easy. Almost any guy would do it. You know what I mean? If you're just an average, even if you're below average, any guy will pretty much sleep with you. If you were to walk up to him and just ask him out, 9 times out of 10, it's going to work. Whereas 9 times out of 10 for a guy, it's not going to work because women are just so picky. We've got this woman here who's, you know, apparently slept with 300 people in 1 year. Now, the headline here reads, I slept with 300 people in a year. Haters say I'm disgusting, but I feel empowered. So apparently this is now becoming like a lifestyle. Here's the reality. Let me just call this out with what it is before I play this quick video here. The reality of the situation is this. When you have this sort of thing going on in society where sexuality is not regulated or it's not socially looked down upon to be extremely promiscuous, the reason why that's a problem is because every time that this has happened in the past, your society or civilization starts to collapse. There's a lot of different books out there you can read where it goes through the different stages of collapses of civilization. And one of the main sort of hallmarks or things that really starts to pop up is that sexuality becomes very liberated in terms of it's not really something that people consider like sacred or something that should be kind of, you know, restrained. It's people just start going crazy. And so this is what I'm seeing happening within our society. And I'm not here to say that people should not have sex or sleep with more than one partner. I'm just here to say, like, raise the warning that the more extreme this goes, the more of a sign it is that our civilization, at least in the West, is headed for, you know, the collapse point. The other point about this is, you know, a lot of these women on here complain about, you know, not being, are people looking at them like, oh, well, if I'm sleeping with a lot of people, what's the problem with that? It's not really a problem if you can actually commit to that lifestyle and be fine with it. But the problem is later on you complaining about the fact that you're alone, you're single, you can't find a guy who doesn't want to date you because you slept with 300 other people. That's where I have the issue. You know, if you want to live this lifestyle, you want to be a prostitute, an online prostitute, someone who just goes around and sleeps with hundreds and hundreds of people, go ahead and do that, but please do not come back on the internet whining and complaining and bitching about the fact that you can't find a guy to be in a monogamous relationship with you or that won't take you seriously after you've gotten ran through hundreds of times, you know? So let's hear this little synopsis here.
How many people would you have slept with in that year?
Yeah, give us some numbers.
How many people would you have slept with in that year?
Yeah, give us some numbers.
Probably 300.
Jesus.
In 1 year.
In a day, 5 in one day.
Bro, okay, so 300 people in a year, 5 in a day. What? So she topped the other girl that we saw earlier. But basically, so this is an Australian woman who says she's had sex with more than 300 people in 1 year and found the experience empowering. So again, I'm not sure what's so empowering about this. What is so empowering about the fact that you can sleep with hundreds of men? I don't understand. You know, I think in the past, people would sort of look down upon prostitutes and people who, you know, were overly promiscuous. And that was a socially sort of enforced thing where people were like, don't do that because they knew that it caused problems. It's not because, like, you know, people always blame, oh, well, it was the patriarchy keeping women down. Yeah, okay, whatever. The reality of the situation is when you get to this point where people think it's empowering to be sleeping with 300 people, you know, your civilization is literally heading for collapse. There's no doubt about it. You can literally go look this up historically and see the cycles. Now, on this side of things, you know, this is obviously an extreme example. It's not like every girl out here is sleeping with 300 people. You know, she's on the extreme end of the spectrum. But the fact that she's like doing this and then getting kind of promoted, and there's a lot of people thinking, oh wow, that's empowering, yeah, you're doing so great, is just insane. It's insane to me. And she's only 26 years old. So she's 26 years old, she's already slept with 300 people. Like, bro, what the heck? So she managed to bed 5 people in a single day. How does that even work, bro? Like, how do you even have the libido for that, bro? Like, god dang, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. And it's disgusting, bro. It's disgusting. Let's just call it for what it is. That's disgusting. The only people that actually do that kind of stuff are prostitutes. right? That's the only type of people who live that kind of lifestyle. She says, I felt empowered afterwards. Sex makes me feel good. It's meant to make you feel good. Yeah, the argument isn't that sex is bad. The argument here is not that sex is bad. Okay? We all know that sex isn't bad. All right? We're all adults here. What we're questioning here is acting as if sleeping with 300 people is an empowering experience, and that it's something that's being promoted to young women as something that's empowering, uplifting. That's something that's being argued, and something that I think is a horrible idea. She has an OnlyFans account, and she was fired from her marketing job after her bosses uncovered her cyber activities. So I've seen this been happening a lot with these women who decide to get onto OnlyFans. Is somehow, I don't know how this really happens, but whether through it's like the school or people they know or their job, somehow they end up finding out about it, right? Because people are on the internet, and somehow they end up finding out that these people are doing it, and then they immediately get fired and lose their position. The worrying thing about this is, at the end of the day, it's like you're not going to be able to go back. There's no way to go back because the internet is literally forever. The internet is forever. So whatever you put out on the internet is basically going to, just assume any photo, video, whatever you put out on the internet is going to stay there forever, because it basically is. People can just download that. They can replicate, the file 1,000 times, re-upload it to a bunch of different sites. There's no way to really get rid of that kind of content. And so if you go down this path, it's kind of like you have to commit to this path for life. And what happens when you get to being 40, 50, 60 years old? Is there really still going to be a market for you to really continue these activities? Furthermore, we've seen the effects of women who do prostitution, because that's what this is. OnlyFans is prostitution. It's just online. That's the only difference. We've seen what happens when these women have kids and then they get bullied in school. Are you going to have a family? Are you planning on having a family? What's the deal? Then there's another article here with her saying that the Australian woman who slept with 300 people in a year says she's strictly monogamous, but there's one rule her boyfriends must abide by to date her. So she's saying that she can be monogamous. Okay, so let's see what the conditions are. So she says that she's really loyal. Okay, she can be monogamous, but the conditions is if she's in a relationship, they have to want to film content with me. If they don't, then I can't have a relationship with them. It's my job, she said. Even if they wear a headscarf or whatever and don't show their face, I don't care. But if they don't want to show their face, that's not a problem. What? That makes literally no sense. She just said that she can be monogamous. Monogamous means sexually exclusive. Do you not know what monogamy is? Monogamy is sexually exclusive. So she's saying, oh yeah, I can be monogamous as long as you're willing to basically have sex with me on camera and us show it to the entire world. That's not monogamy, bro. What the heck? This is ridiculous. So basically, she's acting as if she's not a prostitute because she's online, which is it's false. She is, because if you're showing your body, if people are paying to see your body, okay, and they're paying, and I'm sure some of these people are part of the 300 that were part of her OnlyFans, and that's probably part of where she found some of these people. You're an online prostitute. That's literally what you are. Okay, that's literally what you are. And so for her to come on here and say she can be monogamous, but that the guy has to film with her, just shows exactly where her mindset is at in terms of understanding monogamy, a committed relationship, emotional exclusivity, physical exclusivity. She does not understand. So she's not capable of monogamy. And this is the big argument. When you have a super high body count, when you've had sex with hundreds of people, the reality of the situation is your brain is literally altered from those experiences. And it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to stick with a monogamous relationship long term because of the fact that you've trained yourself over and over and over again that you can get the quick, cheap dopamine and just easy sex from all these relationships. So it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to hold it out long term. Is it possible for some people? Yeah. But if you look at the stats on a whole, the more promiscuous a person tends to be, and I think that this goes for men and women as well. It's not just women, but the more promiscuous you tend to be, the less likely you are to be in a committed relationship. And that just makes sense, right? It just makes sense that you'd be less likely to be able to be in a monogamous relationship because you've trained yourself not to do that. So it's going to be a lot harder to be with somebody like this. And I think that anybody who's thinking about marrying this woman is just to be out of their fucking mind. Got to be out of their mind. So the Gold Coast-based performer currently sells her photos and videos on OnlyFans for $15 a month. And this is the thing, man. The prostitutes of the old times would have to actually meet these people in person, have sex with them, and then get paid. And they could only do that. You only got 24 hours in the day. And you can only reach a smaller market, right? There's only so many guys around. Now, It's amazing because now these women can be making millions of dollars a year, millions of dollars a month, because they can reach the whole world. So their market is huge, and they don't actually have to sleep with these guys. They don't have to sleep with all of them. All they have to do is just take photos, videos, and people will subscribe on a monthly subscription. So you get 10,000 people paying you every single month, 10, 15 bucks. You know, that completely changes your life. And so a lot of women are flocking to this. However, you know, the majority of women are not successful. I think on OnlyFans, the average, I don't know what the average income is, but it's nowhere near, you know, $1 million a year. It's like the average is, I think the average was like 180 a month or something like that. But this is the new thing, is there's a lot of these women who are actually able to get up there towards the top, and they're getting insanely rewarded for this. So yeah, it says right here, thanks to her popularity in the media, the blonde is now raking up to $160,000 a month on OnlyFans, bro. $160,000 a month. What? Bro, literally making over $1 million a year. Now, the thing is that how long will this last? You know, how long will this last? Hopefully she gets that money, and hopefully she banks that away, because if she doesn't, this could end real quick, right? This is quick money. Quick money, you know, quick money, easy money. It goes quickly too. So the reality is our civilization is in decline, and you can't really deny it. You know, you see women like this, you see these two women that I brought up today, and it's just a perfect example of the mentality. It's just a mentality. The fact that they even think that way is just a sign of where we're headed. So watch out, man. Watch out for these women, because neither of these women, like, look at her, and then where's the other one? Right here. You would not think necessarily right off the bat, you know, they don't dress like super extremely provocative or anything. You would not necessarily guess that these women had slept with, you know, triple digits or double digits. But you got to watch out, bro. You got to watch out, because you never know. You never know. So stay safe out there, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.